We've watched countless NPB stars make the leap, but when a proven workhorse like Konosuke Takahashi attempts the posting system and hears only silence, what does that deafening void really tell us about the future of Japanese pitching? Is the era of the reliable 155-inning control pitcher dead in the eyes of Major League scouts, replaced entirely by the chase for freakish, unhittable velocity and spin?
Welcome back to 601 Daily News, where today we're peeling back the layers on the brutal market rejection that forced one of the Seibu Lions' most consistent arms back home, asking, was this posting attempt too early or devastatingly too late? The official word is that Konosuke Takahashi, at 28, is highly likely to remain with the Seibu Lions, the victim of a spectacularly unsuccessful posting process.
But the story here isn't just about one pitcher failing to move across the Pacific. It's about MLB drawing a definitive, invisible line in the sand, a line that separates NPB workhorses from genuine major league commodities, and Takahashi fell just millimeters short of that standard. The reaction from the Japanese baseball community was immediate and visceral, running the gamut from pity to outright condemnation, especially toward the Seibu organization, who were allegedly banking on the posting fee to cushion their payroll, having already spent heavily in anticipation.
As one anonymous insider, whom we'll call the treasurer, lamented, they had budgeted nearly $4 million from that posting fee, money that was supposed to offset our high-risk off-season signings. Now that money vanishes and we look foolish. But the financial fallout is secondary to the technical evaluation. Why did a pitcher who has logged over 135 innings in 4 of the last 5 seasons, including a recent 173-inning campaign, receive such a cold shoulder?
The initial argument, voiced by the traditionalist camp, is that MLB undervalued consistency. Our senior analyst, Mr. Inoue, was emphatic on this point, stating, "They used to pay premium for a guy who gives you 6 strong innings, 100 pitches every 5 days, a true stabilizer. Takahashi is that guy. It's ridiculous that this consistency is now treated as a secondary metric. But this is where the sharp blade of modern analytics cuts through the nostalgic fog."
The core counterargument, and the one that sunk Takahashi's market value, is simple. He lacks the impact stuff required to survive in the age of elevated velocity and spin rate mandates. Let's look at the cold, hard numbers. Over his last 2 effective NPB seasons, Takahashi's K/9 ratio hovered around 6.8. Now consider the benchmark. A median MLB starting pitcher sits closer to 8.5, and often higher for anyone getting a lucrative multi-year deal.
Furthermore, while Takahashi's fastball is respectable, averaging around 94 miles per hour, it simply doesn't hold up in the global market when compared to other high-risk, high-reward NPB transplants. As Dr. K, our data specialist, pointed out, you look at the interest level in a pitcher like Shota Imanaga, who had a far superior K9, or Shintaro Fujinami, who, despite his command issues, can routinely touch 100 miles per hour. That's the required gravity.
Takahashi doesn't throw 160 kilometers, and his pitch separation metrics, particularly the velocity differential between his fastball and breaking pitches, are statistically unimpressive against MLB hitters who sit on that mid-90s velocity. Dr. K went on to deliver the most devastating critique. The market perception was clear. He's an organizational depth piece, maybe a long reliever, but not a front-end rotation starter.
And for a pitcher of his standing, who was seeking a guaranteed major league contract, accepting anything less would have been a catastrophic demotion. The conflict reached its inevitable climax when the reality of the offers materialized. It wasn't just a lack of premium offers, it was the specific nature of the offers that delivered the crushing blow.
Multiple reports indicate that the most serious bidders were only willing to guarantee minor league deals with spring training invitations, or major league deals structured entirely on low base incentives that no proven NPB ace could ethically accept. The posting system, designed to allow NPB stars to chase their dreams, had instead delivered the humiliation of the Okaeri-kun, the welcome back guy label, before the public had even finished debating his potential destination.
The emotional toll of this failure is immense. Takahashi had put his future on the line, forcing the Lions to spend money based on the assumption of his departure, only to be rejected, not for lack of effort, but for lacking the specific high-velocity weaponry the modern game demands. His inner conflict must be agonizing. Was he too early in his desire to leave, or simply born into the wrong era of pitching?
But here is the strategic pivot, the unexpected turn that may define his career moving forward. Takahashi now has 2 clear years until he qualifies for international free agency. This failure is not a period. It must be a comma. The plot twist for his career trajectory is the realization that staying in Cebu isn't a retreat, but a 2-year radical re-engineering project. He cannot go back to being the same pitcher. He must chase the very velocity and raw strikeout power that the MLB market demands. Hypothetically, if he can elevate his average fastball velocity from 94 miles per hour to a sustained 96 miles per hour, and, critically, increase the spin efficiency on his slider by just 200 RPMs, his expected weighted on-base average against right-handed hitters drops by nearly 40 points, instantly transforming him into a different commodity.
The message from the posting system wasn't that he was bad, it was that he was too safe. The challenge now is to shed that safety. The clock is ticking for Takahashi to reinvent himself and prove that the invisible cutoff line drawn by MLB scouts was a temporary hurdle, not a final verdict. Do you think he can develop the power needed in 2 years, sacrificing the control he's known for to gain the necessary velocity? Or is his window to be a frontline MLB starter officially closed?
Let us know in the comments below. If you found this deep dive valuable, hit that like button, share this analysis with fellow baseball fanatics, and make sure you subscribe to 601 Daily News for the sharpest takes in Japanese baseball.